Hello everyone! So before I turn to today's topic, I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing a poll in the community section. So there's a post where you can vote which house you belong to. I will be using this information for a future video. So if you want to participate and you want to know what is the end result of this whole thing, feel free to vote. And now to today's video. So if we're talking about time-limited side quests, we're gonna have to talk a lot because there's so many. I will link a video below and probably in the card as well where I've listed most of the time-limited side quests that we currently know. It's not full because since I posted that video there's been more time-limited side quests added to the game, but still it's a pretty good guide to kind of know what trigger points to look out for, as well as what sort of rewards you can get from each time-limited side quest. As for newer players, don't be overwhelmed. Whilst there are a ton of time-limited side quests, a lot of the new additions have later trigger points, so you won't be showered with time-limited side quests anytime soon. So in general, to better manage your time and resources when doing time-limited side quests, keep in mind a few things. One, there is a new time-limited side quest added to the game every month. Those are the ones with the later trigger points, so year 4, year 5, or possibly higher. Then there's seasonal time-limited side quests. There's one new added for every year during Halloween and Christmas, as well as older time-limited side quests re-triggered from previous years. So if there's older time-limited side quests that you haven't done, they will be re-triggered during that time for you as well. There's 2 time-limited side quests per each Quidditch season with trigger points in chapters 9 and 12. And then there's your regular time-limited side quests that have set trigger points that you reach as you progress in the story. Time-limited side quests are given a set amount of time to complete. Usually it's 3 days, 19 hours. Each time-limited side quest has 4 parts, each part being around 4 to 5 tasks. First part will give you coins as a reward, second and third will give you gems, and then the final part will give you the special reward, whether it's an outfit, a tappy, both, or neither. It usually requires around 1,000 to 1,500 energies to complete a time-limited side quest, and you may also need 2 to 3 TOFFEES, both regular as well as premium, to skip the waiting time if you choose to do so. So without any special preparations, just by regularly logging in and completing the task, you should be able to finish any time-limited side quest within the amount of time that you're given, possibly with a few hours to spare. But what if I said that you can do it faster, like way faster, like an hour? What about 30 minutes? So this is where we dwell into the world of TOFFEES and everything they have to offer. You may have already noticed that TOFFEES are becoming more and more frequent. It is no longer just the Chocolate Frogs event, but also the Constellation event, magical milestones, and full marks. So why are they so important? Well, probably the most special one is the unlimited energy one. For 275 gems, you get 30 minutes of uninterrupted tapping, as long as you have the time-skipping TOFFEES as well, of course. And yes, the TOFFEES are not actually ever offered during a time-limited side quest, but instead during full marks, probably to help with the grinding, which is one of the ways you can definitely use these TOFFEES, but still there are ways to use them for a time-limited side quest, and here's how. For one, not all time-limited side quests come as a surprise. As I said, there's plenty of time-limited side quests that have set trigger points, and if you know that you're right around a corner of a new time-limited side quest, you might spend some time grinding till a TOFFEE comes available in the shop, then purchase it and only then trigger that said time-limited side quest. Also, if there's a time-limited side quest that you missed out in the past, it is available for purchase for pages, and you're considering when would be the best time to buy it, then probably that unlimited energy TOFFEE showing up in the shop might be the sign. Same thing for Quidditch. If you know there's a time-limited side quest coming, maybe just wait a little bit before you trigger it. And trust me, 30 minutes is more than enough to complete an entire time-limited side quest, though you won't be doing much reading, so the dialogue as well as the finer story details will remain a mystery to you. Sure, if you have some extra time-skipping TOFFEES, you can use them to fast forward the tasks so you can avoid at least some skipping and use that time to maybe do a little bit of reading, or just do the time limited side quest even faster and maybe manage some grinding as well within those 30 minutes. Another way how to do a time limited side quest quickly is of course by preparing well in advance and stacking energy. It's a good option if you want to take a break from the game but don't want to miss out on the larger events. So let's say you finish this month's time limited side quest, kind of don't want to play too much but you want to do the next month's, just log in on a daily basis to collect the energy, and by the time the new time limited side quest comes out, you will have more than enough to complete it in an hour or two. Once again, the actual amount of time that you will spend doing the quest really depends on you. Here you definitely have much more freedom as you don't have the limited 30 minutes. So whether or not you choose to skip the waiting times, whether or not you choose to read the dialogue, that's up to you. But if you're doing a speed run, then an hour or 30 minutes, once again, totally possible. If you're gonna skip the waiting times, you'll probably do fine with 2 regular time skipping TOFFEES and 1 premium. If you have a 4-hour waiting time, definitely use the watch ads option because you can watch 3 ads, each skipping 20 minutes. So after 3 ads, you will have removed 1 hour from the waiting time and you'll be able to use a regular TOFFEE instead of the premium one. Now, even though there's now a couple options how to do time limited side quests super quickly, there's also options to actually add time. So if you don't have the gems or don't want to spend the gems for the unlimited energy TOFFEE, if you don't have the energy stacked up and frankly you don't have the time to finish the quest in the set amount of time, there's also the special timer TOFFEEs that are now definitely becoming more and more available. So stack up on those for sure, because each of these TOFFEEs will give you 3 extra hours to finish the time limited side quest. Now, I could have just made a video about explaining all the different TOFFEEs, where you can get them and where you can use them, but really, time limited side quests are the only place where they really get to shine. Sure, the unlimited energy TOFFEE can be used for grinding, but that is kind of it. Definitely don't use it for the story, since a lot of the story chapters sometimes have waiting times between every single task. And once again, if you want to take full advantage and progress as much as possible, you won't be able to do any reading. And story is hard enough to keep track of even knowing all the facts. As for the time skipping TOFFEEs and the option to use them to fast forward tasks that don't require full stars, I would strongly suggest against using them in House Bride or Crest Event, because I would definitely consider this a huge flaw in the design, because you don't get the house points, you don't get any of the extra rewards. So in those moments, they are useless. And that is it. So whichever strategy you choose to go with, whichever one works for you best, if you keep these things in mind, you should have no problem completing time limited side quests in the future. So thank you for watching, like, subscribe as usual, and I'll see you next time. Bye.